Welcome back to Troy. Let's talk real. And I'm Troy. Obviously, it's been some time since I've done my last video. I've been dealing with major back issues, and as you get older, from what I've been hearing from older folks that are older than me, your body tends to start to break down. So I've been dealing with major back issues. I've been using a lot of Aleve, CBD oil. I already set up an appointment with my primary physician, so hopefully he can refer me to someone, more than most likely a chiropractor, sooner than later, to relieve the pain in my back. But that's not why you guys are here, and this is not why I am actually doing the video. I am doing this video because I had one of the most traumatizing experiences that I ever had in my adult life. I can't compare this experience to anyone or anything that I've ever experienced in my entire life. And it's an experience that I'll never forget. And it's an experience that I want people to be able to use as a lesson so that they may not go through an experience the very same thing, in which I'm going to get into in a second. So last week, my girl was like, "Yo, you want to go swimming? Let's go swimming. Why don't we go swimming? It's hot. It's the summertime. Let's go swimming." So we decided to make it a day, or make it a date where we will go swimming. So today was that day. Today was that day for us to go swimming. In the past, especially in my youth, in my adolescent years, I've been a very decent swimmer. I'm not saying great. I'm not saying I'm Michael Phelps or anything of that nature, but I'm just saying I have an idea of how swimming works. But I haven't swum in over 15 years. I know it's crazy, right? Haven't gone swimming over 15 years. So going to a pool, I thought, be fine. I'm not a novice. The deepest part of this pool was about 8 to 9 feet. So I figured I'd be fine. So we get to the pool and, put our belongings down. We go under the shower that's outside. Before you jump in the chlorine, they at least want you to shower down and get whatever chemicals you have in your body off prior to jumping in. So prior to jumping in, I'm eyeing the 8 to 9 feet side. Like, I'm looking at it because I already know I'm gonna jump in on that side. I already know I'm jumping in. It's nothing to even talk about. And my girl, she knows how to swim, right? She's like a dolphin in the water. So there's a ladder on the 8 to 9 foot side. How you doing, Miss K? Thank you once again. There's a ladder on the 8 to 9 foot side that you can just, level yourself or lower yourself into the pool without just jumping directly in, right? So that's what she did. So me, being the man that I am, and trying to one up her, right? Friendly competition, right? I'm like, "You taking the ladder?" "I'm not taking no ladder. I'm jumping in." So she gets in, she lowers herself, and she starts swimming. So my dumb ass, and I call myself a dumb ass because it was very ignorant, very dumb thing to do. I don't even know the temperature of the water. Normally, before you jump in any pool, you go in any beach, you jump in, you dip your feet in just to feel the warmth of the water. It's hot. I don't care. So I'm like, "Yo, I'm jumping in." So I jump in on the 8 to 9 foot side and I go down. So I'm thinking in my mind, my feet is going to touch the floor at some point as I went down, because I was then going to propel myself back up off of the pool floor to then go back to the surface, then to tread the water. Mind you, I haven't swum in like 15 years. So I jump in, I go down, and then I realize I'm like, hold up, I don't feel the bottom. I don't feel the bottom of this shit. So I start to panic. So as I'm panicking, I'm trying to get back to the top. And I'm trying to get back to the top so I can tread water and I can breathe. At this point, I'm realizing that me flailing my arms around was not the most important or not the right thing to do, because it actually made my situation worse. Because from what my girl said, she said you were like in one spot underneath the water and you weren't moving. And I thought, she said she thought that I was going to come up at some point in time. You know what I mean? And I didn't. So then I'm taking in water now. So I'm trying as hard as I can to get to the top. So I eventually get to the surface and I break the surface and I yell help. Then I go back down. So I'm panicking. I'm taking in water. I'm looking up. I see the sky through the water, and I'm stressing right now. My body is trying to figure out how the hell I'm gonna get back to the top. So I come back to the top again halfway, but I'm able to get another help out. And then next thing you know, the lifeguard, female, white woman, thank God for her, she jumps in the water with this like 30-pound like tube, and she grabs me, puts me on it, and brings me to the corner of the pool, to the edge of the pool. But my girl said, while this whole thing was going on, she said it took like maybe 10 to 15 seconds for the whole thing to happen and for it to end. But to me, when you're drowning and you feel like you're about to drown, it feel like it's taking forever. And my girl said, well, when I jumped in, I went down to the bottom and I stayed there. She saw me flailing my arms, but she thought that I was just, you know, bullshitting or whatever. And then when I came up and yelled help, she then notified the lifeguard who was in her seat. And the lifeguard said, hey, does he need help? Because she wasn't sure either at that moment. And she didn't hear me say help. It was only till the second time when I came up again, the lifeguard then heard me say help, and she jumped in and got me. She jumped in and got me. I immediately got out the pool, and I sat down, and obviously they were attending to me. And I've never had a life-threatening experience in my life, in my entire life. I've never at any point in time been through anything. Like, I grew up in some very bad neighborhoods. I haven't really been put in any real dangerous situations other than if it's work related. Like if you're working in a prison, that's a hazard to your health. But I signed up for that, right? So, I knew what I was doing with that. And that, even to that degree, I never felt like I was out of control and my life was in danger, even though it was. But if you work in the prison, you kind of know, you keep complete control at all times. You never put yourself in a situation that you're not in control. And push come to shove, you have to fight, or you may have to fight for your life. Knock on wood, I never had to do anything like that while I worked in the prison. So, so we get out, and I'm sitting down for like 10, 15 minutes trying to catch my breath, still spitting out the chlorine because I took in a lot of chlorine. You would say I was damn near trying to drink the pool, because I don't know if anyone ever felt like they were drowning, but when you're drowning, you're trying to grasp the air. You're trying to breathe naturally. And I took in all that water, so I was spitting that up. So then I calmed down, relaxed. So I was like, you know what? I still want my girl to have a good time. We came out here, to be under the sun, to be in some cool water and relax. And she likes to swim. I'm not going chicken out, right? Because she even asked me, hey, you want to leave? You want to just call it a day? I was like, no. So what I did, I went to the 5-foot side, and I just stayed in the 5-foot side while my girl went back and forth and swimmed in the deep side and swim back and forth to check on me. But, I wanted to make sure that she at least had her opportunity to swim and have a good experience. But I tell you, man, it's nothing like experiencing a life and death situation. It's nothing funny about it. It's nothing cool about it. And I was completely negligent as a grown-ass man. I should have known better. And what was crazy was that the lifeguard even apologized to me, and I didn't understand why. I didn't understand, because she kept saying, "I'm sorry, I apologize." And I'm like, I don't know why she's apologizing. I'm the one who was eyeing the 8 to 9 foot side. I was the one that jumped in, that didn't lower himself in with the ladder. So I brought this on myself, and I had to tell her, like, no, this is not your fault. This is my fault. And and before we left, she was replaced because she went on break, I guess. And another lifeguard was there that took her spot. And I told that lifeguard, hey, could you let that lifeguard know I tremendously appreciate everything she's done in saving my life. And when I go back, I want to get her like a Dunkin' Donuts gift card or something like that, just to show my gratification. Because really in life, I never put myself in situations where it may be a life or death situation for me in that matter. So it bothered me a lot. Even now, it's bothering me now. This happened maybe about 3:30. This happened. So it bothered me a lot, and since I've been home, I've been thinking about it. And my girl was like, she's happy I'm here, happy that I'm alive, and that nothing happened that was that serious that I couldn't recover from. Because you talking about taking in that water and looking up, and basically being not in control, basically being literally vulnerable, and there's nothing that you can do. Nothing. It's like, so I can still carry, right? And that doesn't mean that I'm completely protected and that I'm completely safe, but it at least gives me the opportunity, and it gives me a tool that allows me to defend myself in case my life is threatened with lethal force. And so I get that. But even at that particular moment, when I do carry concealed, I still feel somewhat in control, even though I may not be in control at all times. And in this situation, it was just nothing to control. And the first thing I did was call for help, and I'm not ashamed of that. And like I said, that lifeguard, man, it's heaven sent. Because my girl, I doubt if she would have been able to pull me up, because she's very thin, small framed woman. So if anything, I would assume that I would have tried to pull her down to get myself up, and that would have caused a catastrophe. And who knows what would have, and I don't even like to even think what would have happened if I would have done that, or if she would have decided to say, hey, I'm closer to him, let me be the first responder, instead of allowing the lifeguard to do her job. So I'm glad that I didn't do that, and that she didn't do that. She allowed the professional, of course, to do that. But it was a hell of an experience today, man. It wasn't a cool thing to experience, and I'm just forever grateful. Like, like you watch movies and you see the movies, and people like, when someone saves their life, they feel like, they're in debt. I feel like I'm literally in debt to this lifeguard, because I feel like if she didn't dive in and help me when she did, and like I said, the whole situation took maybe about 30 seconds. But in those 30 seconds, it felt like 2 minutes of not being able to breathe and taking in all this water. And, it puts a lot of things in perspective. Not that I didn't have life in a perspective area where I could understand it and appreciate it, but it allows me to appreciate it even more now, to such a degree that I want to cherish it. I literally want to cherish it. And I'm just all done, man. I'm just so I got some YouTube videos that I'm working on that I got to put together. I already got them done. It's been a lot of crazy things going on. So I'm going to get those videos out to you guys. The first one out to you guys most likely by tomorrow, and then I have some scheduled for later days to come out when I'm not able to do videos. But I tell you, man, just don't take life for granted. Don't take life for granted. Understand that there's a risk, and there's a measured risk. And I thought I was taking a measured risk jumping in the 8 to 9 foot side of the pool, not having swim in like 15 years. That was a measured risk that I lost. Now, it was a gamble that I wish I didn't take. And I took it, and thank God that I was able to come out on the other end of it and be able to do a goddamn YouTube video tonight about it. Because once again, it wasn't cool. But I won't hold you guys any much longer than that. Like I said, I got videos coming. Stay tuned for that. I appreciate all the support. I appreciate you, Ms. K, once again, for stopping by and hearing me out. And to the guys who are watching on the rebroadcast, thank you once again. I'm Troy. This is Troy. Let's Talk Real. Peace.